Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Paige, this is Seeking Alexandria, and guys, I don't have any announcements, I don't have anything to say today. We are just gonna dive in to some new Wet n Wild, and I'm super excited. Finally got my stick foundations in, which we all know are being talked about all over the place. I have watched no reviews because y'all, I want my own opinion. I also have the 3 new sprays that they released, as well as 2 of these little stick primer things. So I'm excited to really just get into it and see what we can do today. So let's zoom this camera in just a freckle and start applying, because I don't want to waste no time. Oh, hello there. I forgot to mention, I also have 2 new powders, which we're going to dive into as well. And I picked up their sponge, so we're gonna see how this performs. Now, I have 3 sponges today, guys. I'm prepared. So I have their sponge, which we are obviously testing out. I have my Juno & Co sponge, which if you don't know what this is, took the internet by storm. I did a full review of it. I will link it up here. This is really good for adding coverage and making sure your foundation stays full coverage, but also helps to press it into the skin. And I really like this sponge anytime I work with a stick foundation, because I feel like it just helps maintain coverage with a stick foundation very well. And then I also have my tried and true Fenty sponge. So of course I love this. This is like the, if there's a problem, we're gonna use it, we're gonna test some coverage, and then we're just gonna see if this guy's good or not. It did go, I would say, about 50 to 60% larger in size from when I pulled it out of the package. So that's good. It feels very nice and squishy. Not quite as squishy as my Fenty sponge, but it still has a very nice squish factor to it. And it's just got the one standard like beveled off edge. Now diving into primer, I've already done this side with my Bobbi Brown face base. You guys know I always like to have a control variable when I work with foundation. Something I've been loving and obsessing over is this guy right here, especially for these dry ass winter months. So I have been loving that. Now for the primer sticks I picked up, I believe there's maybe 3 or 4 of them. I have 2. I have the matte one here and the luminous one. These are $4.99 a piece. I'm reading all of this off of the Wet n Wild website, which is where I grabbed all of this from. Okay, I'm a little bit confuzzled as to why this matte one, does that not look pink to everybody else? It doesn't leave any kind of a cast at all. So I think what I'll do, just so I can play around with both, is I'm gonna concentrate this one around the nose area, because I am a little bit oily still, like on the T-zone. So I'm gonna go ahead and just apply it like in this more oily region, and then press it in with my finger, kind of work it in. Okay, so my actual skin doesn't look any blurred, my pores don't look any different, but this might be the type of product that you have to wait until the actual foundation is on. So we're gonna give it a fair shot, let that sink in here for a second. And now this is the luminous one. Okay, I don't think this is showing up. I actually just zoomed the camera in obnoxiously so. When you apply this, it's almost like this weird like gold cast, but it's not like hardly doing anything on the skin. That is bizarre. It actually feels like all they did is take the matte stick and add shimmer to it. Like that's what it feels like on the hand. It feels exactly the same. So we're just gonna take this and apply it to the rest of the face on this side. So just, you know, hitting it all over the place. Nothing too crazy. I don't wanna overdo it. So let's go ahead and scuttle into the foundation, which is $5.99, and I picked this up in 4 different shades. And I did grab a tanner-ish shade that I thought I could maybe try for sculpting. We'll see if it's the right shade. I'm not sure. Let's read a little bit about this though before we just dive right in. It says on the website, you can slay all day and play all night in this long-lasting multitasking cover stick, currently available in 21 widespread shades that are flattering to a wide range of skin tones. The Photo Focus Stick Foundation delivers long-lasting coverage in a breakthrough, lightweight, multi-dimensional formula that applies to a flawless semi-matte finish. So I just wanted to take a little gander here at the shade range. I feel like the lighter spectrum is very pink, and the middle, like medium skin tone section is very orange, but these are just swatches on the internet, so you always got to kind of take that with a grain of salt. So that is the shade Porcelain. Under that we have the shade Alabaster, and oh queen, she's pasty. Okay. And then I picked up these 2. That top one is in cream beige, and then the next one is in the shade Amber. Again, don't know if those are the right shades or not, but I just wanted to test them out, because I always say I'm going to like, oh, I want to try sculpting with like cream foundations. Everyone does it. And then I never do it. So I figured I'd at least give it a shot. I do feel like the cream beige, this first shade, does look a little bit better for my skin tone than that one if I'm going to go that route. But let's see. So first off, I do think for the all over face, my option would be Porcelain. I feel like this is definitely the way to go. So we're gonna go ahead here and just apply it, I think. So let's start with some swipage. I'm gonna go 3 swipes right on the cheek, okay. And I'm gonna start off with my Juno & Co sponge, because again, this one does a great job at maintaining coverage. It's spread out nicely. It was very quick, very malleable. I like it. We're gonna go ahead and do the entire forehead. And for the forehead, I wanna test out the Wet n Wild sponge. So we're just gonna work it out. Guys, I actually quite like that. It worked really well. It spread out. The sponge is very nice. It didn't pick up like any product at all. Spread it around effortlessly. Okay. Now I did not grab a brush for this because guys, I do not like ever apply my stick foundation with a brush. So at this point, I am noticing that a lot of my like redness and hyperpigmentation through here is still showing. So we're gonna go in with a little bit more and we're just gonna see how well this side builds up and see if we can just gain a little more coverage. I'm using the Juno & Co. sponge for this part because again, this sponge is amazing if you're trying to keep coverage alive. All right, so I think I'm gonna leave it here as far as coverage goes. I definitely could build it up on this cheek, but I wanna wait and see if this side gets like thicker, chunkier, more cakey looking because it has 2 coats versus a 1 coat side, just to, you know, kind of keep playing with it, check the difference. So I'm gonna leave it here. Oh God, I'm so nervous, but I think I wanna take that one really light contour shade here in the shade, yeah, cream beige, and I wanna just hit a little bit. We're just gonna try it. I mean, if it goes horribly bad, then, you know, it is what it is. We can always just wash it off and pretend I didn't do it. Yeah, so kind of yellow. Don't necessarily love it, but what I will do is I'm just gonna fix it. I'm gonna take a little bit of the foundation stick in that's closer to my shade, and I'm just gonna go over top of it, lighten it up, and pretend we didn't do it. Nice and simple and easy and fresh. Yeah, that helped. I think that helped a little bit. Like, it's very lightly shadowed, so it's good enough. I'm not worried about it. After I go in with bronzer and stuff, you won't even hopefully be able to tell. So let's go ahead and move on from here. I did pick up a concealer. This is their Photo Focus concealer, and I grabbed the shade Fair Natural, and I also grabbed the shade Fair Beige, which is interesting because I feel like Fair Beige actually looks very pinky. But nonetheless, we're gonna give it a shot. I don't think this is new by any stretch of the imagination. I just really want to try it. Okay, so 1 coat over here, no coats over here. I do think you can see a little bit of a difference, but the coverage is not impressive. Like, I'm not getting hardly any coverage on my big blue bags right there. I'm just gonna add 1 more coat. Yeah, so that's 2 coats. I think it's a decent medium coverage concealer, but I'm definitely not getting full coverage on my under eye bags. And you know what? Normally I would go in with a fuller coverage concealer, but I think because this foundation isn't so full coverage, I think it'll be fine to have, you know, concealer that doesn't eliminate everything, including my soul. So let's just go ahead, use the same concealer and apply it to the other under eye and reshape the rest of the face real quick. Okay, so next up we're gonna dive into powders, and I think what I want to do is set one eye with my Charlotte Tilbury powder because I know I love this, I know how it looks. And then on the other eye, I think I might use this new Wet n Wild Photo Focus translucent powder right here. I do have 2 shades, the translucent and the banana, so we'll see how these work out. But like I said, I wanna be fair so that way I know if it's the concealer or if it's the powder for if it creases or anything like that. So I'm just gonna grab my magic powder here, and I'm gonna use this to set one eye after I pat out these creases, girl. Okay, Wet n Wild, this is very cruel and unusual punishment. Do you see they've got this plastic film in here over top of these dots? Yeah, guess what? There's no lift tab. How in the hell am I actually supposed to remove this, Wet n Wild? I want one of you to come to my home and I want you to actually remove it because this is a horrible decision. Thank God my nails already look like ass. Otherwise, I'd be mad. Okay, 22 hours later, I have some powder out. This is the translucent shade, which already looks a little yellowy, but that's fine. Maybe it'll be a little brightening. Who knows? So we're gonna go ahead and we're going to grab the Wet n Wild sponge. I did go ahead and wipe off any excess product from the last time. And we're gonna pat out these creases and set with this other powder from Wet n Wild. You know what I just realized? I didn't even touch this powder. Guys, let me lay this one down for size. This is reminding me hardcore of the Fenty powder, the way that it's so light and so silky, and when I press my finger into it, like I don't even feel the powder under my finger. That is bizarre. It feels so freaking light. Wow, like it's so finely milled. Okay, I'm not mad at this so far. So I'm just gonna go ahead here, shake off all the excess powder I can, and lightly dust this all over the rest of my face with my It Cosmetics 211 all over jumbo powder brush. So we are gonna go ahead, and I wanna play around with these setting sprays. I'm just giving them a good little shake here. So I have the Cucumber 3-in-1 primer water, the coconut, and the rose. Now these are all 3-in-1. It looks like they are all prep, set, and refresh, so you could probably use them at any point in your routine. I'm very interested in this rose one. I just wanna kind of smell, check the sprayer on these first. Ooh. Ooh. Not bad. Very nice light fragrance. Don't hate that one. Let's smell the cucumber. Literally smells like I just cut a cucumber. Okay. Not bad. Very refreshing. And then let's do coconut. Not bad. It smells like cheap suntan lotion. Out of the three, this one's probably my least favorite just because the smell is more fake than the other two. So I'm going to try something a little bit different. Now, normally at this stage, before I go in with highlight, because obviously I have no highlight on, it's a sad day, I normally go in and do a spray of my Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. So I think what I want to do is kind of divide the face a little bit. I'm going to be testing out this palette also from Wet n Wild. So I'm going to kind of cut myself in half here. Now on the other side, I'm going to grab the rose. I have a feeling that the formula for all of these is the same, given that they're all prep, set, and refresh. Maybe it's just like the scent that changed, but nonetheless, I'm going to grab the rose and I'm going to do it on the other side. Oh, I'm a right-handed girl. This is a problem. Okay, so let's kind of... Oh girl, she's got spray on her. Okay, okay. Okay, so setting spray wise, I think my skin looks the same on both sides, which is bad. So I'm excited to dive in next with the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlight Palette. I don't think this is new. It says on the front here that this is $14.99 and you get all 4 of these shades. All right, so those are the 4 shades in the palette. They do feel a little bit more dry than I would like, so I'm a little hesitant, but like, again, the face is already not going the best. So I think we're gonna grab this pinky tone one, the one that's probably gonna end up on the eyes as well. So I just grab a little bit of it here on my brush and we're gonna... Ooh, okay. So I'm not loving the way that this is sitting on my texture. First of all, it's very thick looking, which isn't uncommon. I've talked to you guys about this a lot. I have a lot of texture through here, so you know, it's kind of like, at this point I'm used to it, but I don't love even the way that this is settling into the skin. So that being said, is this something I would pick up again and like voluntarily use? No. I feel like it's just a little too thick, it's a little too chunky. And honestly, if I'm being truthful, it's not even just the formula. I don't really love the tones in this highlight palette. I feel like for a super fair person, which obviously I am, my only 2 choices are pink or purple. Like, that's not really my jam. I'm gonna try and smooth out that highlight a little bit with my Hourglass palette here, that center shade. I showed you guys this in, I believe it was actually yesterday's video. I'll link it up here when I was testing out the new Kylie highlights as well. So now it's time to set the face again, and I think I'm just gonna go in full cucumber all over the face, because why not? I didn't have any issues with the rose side, so let's just give it a fair go. And now just to keep everything fair and even, I am going to grab my Catrice Dewy Glow Setting Spray. I feel like this can fix a lot of issues, so I definitely want to be as fair as possible, and we're going to go in with this. Now I also went ahead and picked up 2 of their new mascaras. I have the Wet n Wild Mega Protein Mascara and Mega Volume. I don't know, let's give it a shot. And then on this side, we're going to do the Mega Volume, and I can't wait to see how this goes over. Oh, that's a big ass booty. Okay, here goes nothing, guys. 1 coat on, I see no Mega Volume. Oh, hey guys, I'm just still waiting for the Mega Volume. As of right now, I see Mega Lengthening, but like, Mega Volume, girl, who is she? I don't see Mega Volume nowheres. Okay, I waited for 4 coats and 7 years, and there's no Mega Volume with this. Lengthening, sure. I think it did a nice job at like swooping and really defining each lash, but they're not giving me volume in the way of like a nice, thick, voluminous base to the lash. Oh, and also, I just read the package. These aren't new mascaras. They're old mascaras. They just have a new look to them. So, if you were wondering and you're like, Paige, those aren't new. Yeah, well, you're right. They're not new. Also, why Mega Protein? Is that like to keep them full? Like, if I need to eat a lot of protein, it's so I don't get hungry. Are they trying to fill up my lashes? Girl, I see what you did there. Mega Protein, keep them full. Okay, guys, let me tell you. This mascara ain't it. It is making all of my lashes stick together. Like, they look sticky, and instead of fanning them out straight, it's like taking them and clumping them together, and it looks absolutely gross. So no thank you to that. I'm gonna try and fix this with the Mega Volume, and I'm just gonna try and finish this. Okay guys, I went ahead, I finished up the rest of my face. I'll get there in a second because I have some opinions. But first thing I want to throw out there is what's on my lips. This is the Wet n Wild Perfect Pout Lip Color, and this is in the shade Ring Around the Rosy, and this is actually really nice. It's definitely like a dry down matte kind of feel, but in a bullet. So very matte, very like it's down, and the transfer is like very minimal, which I'm impressed with. The color pigmentation is great. Now, as far as my face, oh my God, I've never looked worse. I actually feel like my skin is like getting little bumbles on it from this foundation. Like it's starting to be very aggravated. I did just take a little clip that I want to insert for you guys real quick of me in natural light. And it is not a pretty picture. It is so gummed up on my one cheek. It looks so textured and just not freaking cute, guys. I don't know any other way to describe it. That's why I wanted to take a real quick video of it for you while I was in the bathroom, because I'm like, girl, the lighting in here is telling all the truth. So I am gonna go ahead, I'm gonna do my day as best I can, and we shall see at the end of the day how this wore, or how long I'm able to wear it, if we have any issues, things of that nature, and I'll also run through all the products. So hang tight and I will be right back. Okay, you guys, it is officially the end of the day, and I wanted to come on here and do my final check-in and run through these products real quick with you. And I'm actually doing this final check-in in natural light because it is a brutal freaking day. So let's go ahead and dive in first with this foundation. And I did take a shot of this up close in my studio lighting as well. So just in case they highlight different things, you can see both. But obviously we're looking at this first because, girl, it is rough. This foundation completely rubbed off on my entire chin area right here, my chin here, under my nose, and I didn't even like go through, I wasn't like rubbing my face, like this wasn't like some crazy touch my face kind of day, and for some reason everything just came off. All the coverage, you can also see all of my redness just like coming out to play. Every like little bit that was covered is now gone. What's interesting is that this foundation actually wore off, but my bronzer, my blush, and my highlight look still pretty decent, so I'm happy about that, I guess, like if I have to find my silver lining. So as far as the foundation goes, would not wear it again. I did like the way, in my honest opinion, the way it sat on the Bobbi Brown side was a little smoother throughout the day. It finally like settled in, but then I lost all the coverage. I still didn't like it. I still wouldn't reach for it again. And my nose is so freaking oily. That mattified primer made no difference. My pores were not more filled. My everything was just not good. The concealer, I don't hate. I don't love it. I would play with it again, like maybe on like a no makeup kind of day if I was just trying to get a little light coverage. But as far as like would I reach for it, did I love it? Did it make a huge difference? No. So overall, I'm not like wowed. I didn't love anything today. I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts, and I will go ahead actually right now and throw up my in studio look of the foundation here at the end of the day, just so you guys can see. I feel like in studio you could see a lot more of the patchiness I was talking about and just the overall effect. I think right now actually having natural light does help it look a little bit better, but I want to hear your guys' thoughts. I know this did come out like a month or so ago, so have you picked it up? What do you think? I personally don't like it, won't reach for it again, but I want to know what you guys think. Oh, hello guys, it's Paige of Later On, and I just want you to know, like right now I'm wearing a very, very, very small amount of makeup, like a little bit of concealer, and I've had to do this for a couple of days now because that Wet n Wild stuff, like everything I tried out, I had a huge breakout. Sorry, my eye is watering so bad today, but I had a huge like cystic breakout on my chin here and here, here, like there's one or two up here somewhere. Like I had such a bad reaction, but I do react this bad when I work with a foundation that's very like cloggy or slippery or just like overall doesn't jive with my skin. But I just wanted you guys to know, like I always tell you guys full complete honesty. So I did have a breakout after using that foundation, and they popped out like immediately. At the end of the day, when I went in after I filmed my clip for you guys, I went in, I removed everything, and like, you know, that later that night, and I noticed, I'm like, my God, my chin, like my whole jaw kind of hurts. That's weird because I don't typically have that. So that's all I have on that, and go back to closing out the video. But just a little update from me to you because it was important. I think you guys would want to know. That is importante information. You know what I'm talking about? Also, do not forget while you're down there, you can scuttle on up to that description box and follow me on Instagram and on Twitter, and you can subscribe and turn on your notifications for the wonderful world of YouTube, because y'all, I put up new videos 5 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, bright and early, between 6 and 7 a.m. in the wee morning hours, and I love it. So thank you guys all so much for watching. Please do not forget to have a great day, night, weekend, whatever it is when you're watching this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Yo, I am getting shadowed for days right now. Feel like it's worse. Oh shit, I'm gonna have to ask you to calm down. Just calm down and mind your business. Okay, I've got this bump and I look like a freaking triceratops. So if we could just, I don't know, 86 that. Okay, well, I don't think that did much, Paige, but like it's, oh, Cindy Lou Who? Okay, cool. I love that. Not.